Yo, what's going on, comic compadres and friends, and welcome back to the Hoodrat podcast, where I'm Hoodrat, your Hoodrat, and we all just part of the Rat Pack now, man. And I want to welcome everybody for coming. I can see people, I can see the homies, man. They came early, man. I'm gonna say what's up to them, and I'll say what's up to my boy Paul in the 619, man. He's gonna be one of the hosts of my new show that's coming this Wednesday. And should I say it on the air, man? But it's the Wednesday night fuck it's, like we're just gonna go on there and show off some books and talk about whatever, man. Because me and Paul we have a pretty good rapport, man, and see the world kind of like in the same way, man. So we're gonna have fun there, man. And I see a Zorus in the house, man. So Zorus is in the house and Paul's in the house. What's up? I see comic book crackhead, man. He'll be coming back next week, man. He's been on a little break, on a little vacation, man, but he's still in the house, man. I'll say what's up to Azores too, man. What's up, homie? Thank you for coming early, man. I appreciate you. But let me get to the homies, man. To get to the homies that are part of the Rat Pack, man. And first off, man, I want to bring on the man, the historian of the bunch, man, the guy that got all the books and he got all the knowledge, and that is Dan. What's going on, Dan? How you doing, Dan?
Ian, always great to be on the show. What a great time to be in the comic world and be a collector.
Yeah, definitely, man. And thank you, Dan, for coming back and bringing your knowledge, man. I appreciate you, bro. And then next we're bringing up we're gonna bring up the reader of our pack, man, and he reads everything, and like I say, he even reads the editorials, man. He'll ever read the back of the front cover, man, and he'll tell you what ad are they posting up? Is a Michael Jordan ad or it's a Charles Barkley ad? Remember those? They used to have those ads in the back, man, and that's my boy Mindshift. What's up, Kirk? How you doing?
I wish I was a savant like that. But I definitely do quite a bit of reading.
And we appreciate it, man. And then your pick show it, man, because you know what's going on. You know what's going on in like every book you pick, man. And I appreciate it too, man. But our guest, man, our guest for our evening is one of my good friends, man. He has one of the biggest. He has the biggest knives that open the biggest CGC boxes almost every other week, man. And he has one of the best shows over on Whatnot as well, man. And if you haven't been to his Whatnot, man, you need to go, because I don't know how he does it, but he'd be giving away the fire books. He'd be giving like 3 or 4 fire books a show, man. It's like, I wonder, like, damn, Rage, I would never give that away, dude. And that's my boy Rage Dio, man. How do you do that, bro? How you be giving away all the fire books? How you be giving the fire books away, bro? All the time on your Whatnot.
Can I get a fire book?
There's two tricks to that. The first trick is it helps to be a hunter.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah,
right?
that's true.
So it helps to be a hunter. Right. And the second trick is you always got to invest in yourself.
Yes.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
If you build it, they should come.
Yep. I learned from you, man. I learned from you on your things, bro. So during my Whatnots, first thing I do is give away a book, bro. I'm like, you just got to show up. You just got to show up and you get a free book, bro. It's usually one of the books on those top 10s too, man.
Hey, it's like, you scratch my back, I'll scratch your back. We got it.
Man. You got it, dude. You got it, man. You got to make it fun, right? You got to make it fun, man.
Yo, selfish plug, 4K. You already know we're giving away the Omni-Man Virgin variant.
Bro, I'm telling you, man. Like, and that's not the only book you'll give away either. You'll be giving away like
every
3 or 4
show. Don't even worry about it.
You're giving like 3 or 4. Like, there was one that you were giving away the first Rogue, and then you gave something else away. I was like,
wow.
Damn, he did, bro. I was like, damn.
First Rogue and first Jubilee, yeah.
Yeah, he did. I was like, damn, bro. Like, that's pretty awesome, man.
You gotta hook it up, man.
Hey, man, you got some love out there, man. You got love for Paul, man. Nothing but fire.
Oh, what's up, bro? What's up,
bro? For sure, man. And then you got comic book crackhead. We always come out late. Job, bro. We always be coming out late,
bro.
And we got a Zorus, bro. The hunter's gonna hunt. The hunter's gonna hunt, man. But yo, man,
Collector's
gonna buy. Collector's gonna buy. The hunters is gonna hunt, bro. And you guys ready to start this up, man?
Let's do it.
We're ready, sir.
Yo, and welcome to the trending, not trending part of our show. And you know what, man? This is all I've been seeing, on my feed, on my Instagram feed. That's how many times did I see that a day since last week?
Everybody's been anticipating it. That's why.
Bro, I'm just happy they have the original man.
You know, like, and she's young, man. Look at those arms. Look at those arms on this.
I'm gonna be
On Jane
curious
Foster.
to see what kind of workout style she did because it was
And
interesting.
you like how they put the
like,
blonde hair, man.
Go ahead, Kirk. Yeah, I'm interested.
No, I was just
too,
saying,
man.
watching actors or actresses like get yoked for like workout. Like Chris Evans when he was getting ready for his role, like Tony Stark, like Robert Downey Jr.'s workout for Iron Man, like all those stories of them like getting in shape for those characters are like amazing. So I can only imagine what she had to do for this role.
Yeah, but there's nothing like the incentive of being watched by millions of people. And I mean, I could stand to lose a few pounds, but if I was going to be on the big screen and 10 million people going to watch me, I'll be dieting right now, and I'll be in absolutely perfect shape just for that one moment.
Facts.
If she's doing the same thing that Hemsworth does, if you follow Hemsworth on his Instagram, that dude be working, bro. He be working hard, man. That guy, like,
he puts in work for
he
sure.
puts in work to look like that.
That is for
he
sure.
is worthy,
He is
bro.
worthy.
He's worthy,
Yes,
bro.
Yeah.
Look. Hey, Josh says what's up to you, Rage, and then
Hey, what's up, bro?
Azores knows, bro. Like it's the new God of Thunder right there, bro. And then Eddie Bear, man. What's up, Eddie Bear, man? I met Eddie Bear over at WonderCon, man. He's a cool dude, man. He's a good dude, man. We took a selfie, bro. And the comic book says, Josh says nothing like getting paid to get in shape, right, bro? Like,
hey, that's a perfect motivation.
You know, man.
Hey, I don't have a six-pack. Put me in a movie, I will.
Bro, you pay me $6 million to tell me to lose 20 pounds. I'd be like, all you had to do is give me $200 to lose 20 pounds, bro. You know, but you know, this is awesome, man. It's awesome that we've been anticipating the whole thing, man. That we were gonna see Jane Foster's Thor, and we finally got to see her, man. So you know, like we've been seeing that Thor #1. I think it's from 2015 or 14, spiking, man. You know, like that's actually her second appearance. You know, it's actually her first cameo, I would say, and then her first full appearance is #2. And then I would say her second cameo is in #25 with Thor: God of Thunder.
What about #8? Because isn't #8 like her actual we reveal like it's Jane Foster?
Yeah, that she was. It reveals that. Yeah, yep. I know that. I read that too, man. That she's revealed that because I mean when you were reading it, so I'm gonna ask the reader of the bunch, man, Kirk. When you were reading this series. Did you know it was Jane Foster? No,
I didn't have a clue.
Okay,
I was reading it, you know, when Thor was unworthy, because and then it was definitely like a super shock, like, oh my gosh, it's Jane Foster. I would have never guessed.
Thor actually lost his name. He became Odin's son. I remember that, bro. He's just like, I'm not Thor no more. I'm Odin's son.
That's why I wish I would have loved to see that. I would have loved to see, because Original Sin is one of my favorite events in Marvel, and I would have loved to see that Whisper.
The Whisper.
Live action.
Did we ever figure out what the Whisper was, man?
Oh, Gore. Gore was right.
Oh, Gore was right. Okay. Yeah. Oh, see, that would have put me on my
now, since I stopped collecting new comics for about 25 years, and I just bought new comics last year. You guys are telling me there was a time when Thor was declared unworthy and lost his powers. When did this happen?
Original Sin, when he was battling the original what's his name? I'm drawing a blank.
Me too. And then
roughly when was the year this happened?
Yeah, 15 or 14.
Yeah, 15 or 14, something like that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, look up. If you can buy the series in trade, Original Sin. It happens in that run or in that event.
Yeah. And then go ahead, Dan.
I was just going to say, as I watch this reminds me of a character that I was pushing for the longest time. It was Thor 384, I think it was. First appearance of a character called Dargo Couture. And it's a future Thor. He picks up the hammer, is declared worthy, and gains Thor's power. But that's a futuristic story. So that could somehow tie into that with this character here. But I don't want to get too ahead of myself here. This will probably be a segment for another day.
Ooh, I can't wait.
The hammer, I mean, once that whisper happened, the hammer kind of left Thor. He couldn't pick it up. And it went searching for someone that was worthy, and it found Jane Foster when she was, you know.
It was Nick Fury, the original Nick Fury.
Yep. He whispered. Gore was right. That would have put me on my ass, bro. Like it's like
so good. It starts off with like the Watcher. His eyes are missing, and he's dead.
Right.
And you're like, it's like a mystery. Like, who killed the Watcher? Like, it's so good. And the twists are like even crazier.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm stoked for the movie though. 100.
Me too, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So Funhouse Comics, Mike's in the house, man. What's up, Mike? How you doing, bro, man? And then we got Efren in the house, bro. Efren's over here, man. He's gonna be part of the fuck it. You know, like, just say it. I'll tell you what's trending right now on this show. Yeah,
one day I need to be a guest on the fucking.
You are going to be a guest. Anybody could be a guest. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a link if you want to come on.
I might jump in before one of my Whatnot shows when I'm pre-gaming. We'll jump in.
Just jump on, bro. Jump on and say fuck it, bro.
That's
why. I'm going to leave a link and you're just going to say fuck it. I'm going to come on and then you're a fuck it. You know, like, you know what I'm saying? So,
there you go.
Then Nick's in the house. Nick's going to be in the show too.
Nick
wants to be a fuck it too. So I'm saying, yeah, fuck it. You know? So, and then here you go. Efren says, I thought Thor's girlfriend at the time, the S.H.I.E.L.D. agent took the mantle of Thor first. I think so, right? Hey, Hoodrat's in the house, man. What's up, Hoodrat, man?
Who
So this is my saying, man. I think Thor number one is. I think Thor number one, the Jane Foster run, the first run, that's a classic cover, man. That cover is so beautiful. If it was a key, if it wasn't a key, it's gonna stand the test of time. That's a great book to get, man. I think it's just I mean, you guys know what the cover I'm talking about, right? Of her face just on the front, like the female. Yeah, I don't see it ever losing. I mean, I don't see it losing much value. It's just a classic cover, man. You know, it's always been a beautiful cover. But I think
on the What If 10.
What if? Yeah, a What If 10 for sure. What If 10 for sure. You know,
I'm just saying with the What If TV show now, everything's in continuity.
That is true.
Relate to the comics too. I'm just saying.
That is true.
Infinite amount of realities. So there's a lot of possibilities.
Okay, you know.
But the thing about it is in the MCU, like, how long is Jane Foster going to be Thor? Because they said they are following the cancer, that she has cancer and she's been diagnosed with cancer and she's become Thor. If you read the comics, every time she becomes Thor, her body gets strong, but her mortal body gets weaker because it can't get the treatment it needs to get healthy, right? So
yeah, pretty much all the radiation that she's treatment that she's taking pretty much gets like nullified and destroyed.
It doesn't happen. Yeah, it doesn't happen because she becomes Thor and she runs off and saves the universe. She fights everybody. She fights even Odin. You know, like she goes balls out. She fights everybody in that damn thing, bro. Like, and she whips everybody's ass. You know, like, she's just dope. But the thing about it is, you know, like, her mortal body is gonna pass away. But if she doesn't get the treatment she needs, it stops becoming Thor. And what I read on Chris Hemsworth's Instagram feed is when he put the picture of, you know, it's not the picture. He put the whole trailer from the Thor movie, and he says you're gonna laugh, you're gonna cry, and you're gonna laugh, and you're gonna cry some more. So I'm thinking we're gonna see Jane Foster as Thor probably in this movie, maybe a little bit in her show that they're talking about that may come up. But I think eventually, I mean, we see Valkyrie, we see Tessa Thompson as Valkyrie. She doesn't look too happy, man. You know, like, she didn't look too happy about being the boss of Asgard.
She's like a politician. I wouldn't be.
She's not a politician. She's a warrior. But she's a warrior, right? She's a warrior, man. She's a Valkyrie, bro.
Yeah, of course.
She wants to go and kick ass. Like, when we met her, you know, in the MCU in the last Thor movie, she was just a drunk whipping ass. You know, like,
she was bagging and tagging Asgardians.
And tagging, bro. She's mad. She don't want to be the politician, man. She wants to go out there and fight for Asgard. So I think the one person that can take the mantle as Valkyrie and probably like the leader of Asgard, because we know Thor is just a roamer, bro. Like, he wants to go and be a superhero. He wants to go find himself in this Thor Love and Thunder, right? And he's gonna find himself and become the Thor that we all know he can be, right? I think eventually, this is not just my spec. I talked this to my homie Universe X Comics over on Instagram. We chatted up about this, man, and we both think that she's actually going to become Valkyrie. You know, we're gonna see her as Jane Foster becoming Thor, but she needs her body to heal. She might pass away, and I think for some reason, Thor or Odin might tag her as a Valkyrie to make her come back to life. Because if we're gonna cry, laugh, and cry some more, I think we might lose Jane Foster, but she may be coming back as a Valkyrie in the end. And this is the book where she actually becomes Valkyrie. You know, but that's where bro. Every time like Taika stuff, it's super like flashy and like a music video, but there's this deepness to it. You know, like there's always this deepness, like the gun stuff, right? James Gunn. So I think like this actually might be a decent spec, and this book right here is a perfect trending, not trending, because we're not seeing on any top 10s, and it's a super cheap book to get, man. So if you can see this raw comic right here, it's going for $9.23, but there are tons of variants for this book as well. So I'm gonna spin through the variants. So let me see here if I get my my thing moving. So we got the 1 in 20. So this is the not the 1 in 25, but this is the variant. It's only an $8 book. You know what I'm saying? It's a $60 book and a 9.4. And then if you look at this one, this is the one I like. This is a second print. There's not many of these printed out, and this is only a $15 book at the moment. So, as I said, this is Jane Thor becoming Valkyrie. This is where she might lead to.
They just basically took covers of series and
right.
All the Omegas and War of Realms, right?
Yeah, I have that Valkyrie series.
Ian, if I can, let me expand on this, because when you mentioned this in our pre-show that the Jane Foster Thor might become Valkyrie, it brought up two things. One, Defenders 4. Because what we don't have is we have a Valkyrie in the Thor movie, but that's not to my knowledge, that's not the Brunhilde Valkyrie, who I believe was the actual ruler of the Valkyries. Now that would bring in two characters. One, the Enchantress, because the Enchantress she converted a woman named Barbara Norris who had her own emotional issues. I could see the Enchantress healing Jane Foster with her physical body. The way it works is that she needs a female body. It doesn't matter what shape it's in. She could bring the Brunhilde Valkyrie to life, restore her health and all that. That would introduce her to the MCU, and that would spike Defenders 4. It would also spike Journey to Mystery 104, the first appearance of the Valkyrie, of the Enchantress.
Yeah, those are great, man. You got me want to chase a couple other books, Dan. You know, thanks, man.
Yeah.
You know, like making me spend my money again.
You need to think about it.
This one I'm always broke, so I'm always buying comic books.
But remember during the Loki show, everybody was after the Enchantress, right? Like, because we all thought like that was Enchantress, right? Like, so
right.
So going for more. So there's more. So this is a 1 in 50 that actually goes for ratio on this book.
That one's actually pretty nice.
Yeah, so you can actually get this book. See, there's Uni right there, man. So Uni and Uni have been talking about this. We talked about this for a minute last week, man. And I saw Uni's post, and I was like, man, I've been thinking about the same damn thing, bro. I was like, she's not going to be She's not going to be long. She just could become Valkyrie. And these books are super great price to get. So another one I want to show you. This is the San Diego Comic-Con variant for this book. And the only difference, I'm going to put up cover A right here, is that you see Punisher without a helmet, and you see Punisher.
I like the Punisher with the helmet.
Yeah. So.
And the flame is different from the hammer.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Right,
oh
right.
yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, cool.
And this book is only at $25 at the moment for a San Diego
deal too.
That's a pretty good deal. So I'm gonna say it again. My spec, and also Uni's X. Uni's, I always call it Universe X. Uni, that's my boy, man. Go look at Uni's X post, man. He explains it all, man. He explains a really good theory on his post. He writes it out for you guys to check it out, man. But to wrap it all up, man, I think we're gonna see her as Jane Foster as Thor, and she's gonna have cancer. We all know that. And every time she becomes Thor, it nullifies whatever treatment she's getting, right? So I think in the end, we may see her become Valkyrie in some way. And I think Jane Foster may die, and Thor may bring her back as a Valkyrie. You know what I'm saying? So that's my theory. And the books are still cheap, so you probably can find these books in the back bins as well. I check the back bins before you go on eBay, but check those out, man. And next up, man, before I go, I want to say what's up to everybody that just came in, not near Mints in the house, man. What's up, bro? Great show over there. UniX goes the Hammers. Yep, the Hammers are different. He called that one out too. And actually, it says variant on it. And then we got Hype, man. Hype says, hey, there we go, man. Another what's up to you, Rage. You know what I'm saying? And then not near Mint says cancer sucks becomes a Norse god instead. Okay.
Appreciate it, bro.
Man. Yep. And Uni says, what's up? But next up, what you got, Kirk? You're up, bro.
I have a book that I feel like people it's like comes in and out of speculation, but this is a book. Most of these books I found in the dollar bin or for good deals, but I think a lot of people are sleeping on Rom Space Knight. I think he's a character that is super unique, and I would love to see some kind of like series or see a presence of him in the MCU, because when I first started collecting this series, I found out there were so many because I think like there's a first appearance and a couple of first appearances in his run, that are like major first appearances, and he's always like running into different like superheroes, like especially like the X-Men.
Second appearance of Rogue in that book.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Thank you.
Yeah.
Which I still need that book. But yeah, I definitely think that this is a character that I would love to see in the MCU. And if you just I choose this book because it's still cheap. Like, $26 for a first appearance is like, that's perfect. I bought mine for I think like $15. It's a great read too. Like, just the concept of his characters is sad, and just you learn to feel, because he's not just a robot. He was a humanoid that sacrificed his body for his his people. Because once you put that suit on, that's it. It's fused to your body forever. So, yeah, I think I would love to see some iteration of the Space Knight in the MCU, or just some show in general.
I think this is a great spec, Kurt. I mean, this is very much an under-the-radar book. Nobody's talking about it, but very much like there was a time when no one was talking about Nova, or no one was talking about one of my spec books, Machine Man. That was a Jack Kirby creation.
Yes, and now that book blew up.
Right, and I think with the right script, the right actor, I think this could be an outstanding purchase. I mean, he's one of those. I've always liked Rom, but I had no idea how cheap that first appearance is.
Yeah, because I bought the first and second issue.
Wow,
for pretty cheap. So it's doable for sure. Even like
I would buy 9.8, man. I mean, it looks like a 9 point would be $300. Like, that's a steal.
Worth it.
I think so.
Totally worth it. Yeah. I mean, it's at where it's at, right? It's not gonna move any lower, because it's not a big spec on it yet. So
no,
definitely,
so you definitely got time to pick up a copy.
Yeah, I won't even go for the raw, bro. I just buy a 9.8. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a good.
I'm gonna skip the line.
Skip the line, bro. Like,
but that's true though. Yeah. Somebody else had said on another show, and I forget who it was, that once you buy a 9.8, you're guaranteeing you've got a 9.8. You're not rolling the dice, sending this to CGC and hoping you'll have a 9.8. Yeah. So
they've been rough with you too, right, Rage? CGC, like, they've been rough with me, bro. Like, I was like, what the hell? Like, this book,
they're rough with me, but usually they make it right.
Yeah, bro, they've been rough with me, bro. Like, I'm like, what the hell, man?
When it comes to grades, grading's subjective, right? What can you say? But
man.
scuffs, crack cases, they fix that stuff.
I should start sending chocolates with my orders, bro. Like maybe I can get him in a good mood, man. Like
Don't you hear,
chocolate's
bro?
supposed to
You gotta put a 50 in the center.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like 50 for each of them, bro. Like 50 here for this,
Yeah.
a 50 for this UF4, 50 for this UF4.
Yeah, now if
50
it's
for that
Silver
UF4.
Age, you gotta put 100.
Yeah,
You're
for 100.
revealing this is the CGC Underground, all right? This is how it all works.
Yep, yep, that's right.
Better take notes.
But that's the thing, right? Like, I mean, if you get, I mean, this is, there's a trend on this, it's about 32% up, but that's not bad. I mean, if I get, I mean, you double a 9.6 is $300. So if you get lucky, get a 9.6 with 250, you're winning.
That's why I picked this book, because it's like,
Yeah.
you can potentially get a 9.8 if that's what you're looking for a decent price. For me, I don't really care. I just want the book.
But
Yeah,
for those on a budget, you can still get I've seen some really pretty 8.5s, which I still consider a high grade. You could probably get that for $100 or less, depending on the deal, and that's still something that's affordable, something you have in your collection. And I think we all agree this book's going to move at some point.
Oh, definitely, man. It's where you need to buy it right now. Great pick, Kirk, man. I dig it, man. I might have to dish out some money and get me in a 9.8 now, bro, because I'm like, that's a good deal. Looking at the trends, man. And next up, man, we got Rage. He got 2 in a row for y'all, man. He got 2 in a row for y'all. Go ahead, Rage.
You got 2?
Okay, so let's go. First book, we're gonna go with Amazing Spider-Man issue 9, 2015. We have the second appearance of Spider-Gwen. In my opinion, definitely one of those books that's just going to keep going up in value. You take a look at Miles, for example, his second appearance, that thing's gone crazy. So I think it's only a matter of time before this book kind of catches up with the pack.
Yeah, man,
I agree. You can't go wrong with second appearances. And these books are getting so expensive, even third and fourth, even fifth appearances, depending how far back you want to go.
That, and just saying, I think I go out hunting for comic books probably about 2 to 3 times a week. I try to go to local cons as much as I can, and I can tell you right now, this is not a book that pops up often.
No, bro, don't.
It's not a book
anymore.
that I find. It's not a book I see on a wall. Usually dealers don't have this book, so I think it's a scarce book too.
Theo,
Yeah.
how's the story on this?
Oh, I love this story.
This particular one I have not read, but I am a Spider-Gwen fan. My children love Spider-Gwen. I mean, she's a hit in the Spider-Verse movie. You know that second movie's coming up, so I just think that this is just a recipe for fire, man.
Yeah.
No, man, all the kids know, bro. All the kids know Spider-Gwen, and all the kids know Miles Morales.
Oh, dude,
bro.
that's it. That's
Dude,
all I care
right.
about.
Future,
Anything
man.
having to do with a spider, it's a done deal.
They know.
I
bro,
never thought I'd live long enough to say Peter Parker who?
dude, the kids don't know who Peter Parker is, man. Nowadays, it's all Miles and Spider-Gwen. It's like this is the future.
Fun fact: my kids knew who Miles and Spider-Gwen were before they knew who Peter Parker was.
Well, I mean, in this modern day, it makes sense. Because it's the same with my students. My students would always look at my toy, and it would just be like, "Oh, it's Miles Morales," or Gwen's Gwen toy from the Spider-Verse movie.
Or it's like a $20.99, you know?
Yep.
Yeah.
I love $20.99 Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Miguel,
And I bet you could get this book a little bit cheaper, in like maybe a month, 2 months from now, because they moved the movie a year. It's not coming out to 2023.
Really?
So
I didn't know
I think
that.
on eBay,
Okay.
I think on eBay it's going for like $40 to $60.
Yeah,
Something
It's not
like
bad.
that, but
It's not bad.
I'm sure in the wild you could probably find it for, $10, $20.
I know, man. I used to find these like 2 years ago in the wild all the time. And I was selling this book for like $15 now. I was like, man, I should have held that sucker, bro.
Yep.
I tell you, every time I see this, I'm like, I gave someone a really good deal, man. You know what I'm saying? So,
You can't be sleeping on those second appearances, man. Especially of the
I know,
iconic
man.
characters. Just give it time.
hey, man, let's say what's up to Hyper, man. Hyper's in the house, bro. He said what's up to you too, Rage. And then
Hyper.
we got James in the house, Dr. Comics. That's the homie, bro, over here in San Diego. And then Telekinetics in the house, man. What's up, bro?
What up, Telekinetics?
Thank you for coming through, man. And yeah, man. Let me see. There's some people talking about this too, man. Let me see. I like the variant with the 3 ladies on the cover with Spider-Man. And here we go. Azora says Spider-Gwen and Spider-Man Woman and Silk. Silk's a good one too. Silk's a good one too.
I need that.
Silk's a
first
sleeper
appearance.
too. Yeah.
It's a
I think it's
sleeper,
really
bro.
good,
Her
so-
first appearance
Silk is a sleeper.
That's Original Sin too. I believe that's that Original Sin Spider-Man.
It is Original Sin.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna say Silk is a spec just because I just got a 9.8, but I will anyway. But
Wasn't the cameo the Amazing Spider-Man issue 1, right?
Yeah, man. Yep.
Yeah,
ASM number
the
1 with
cameo.
the yep. And then Dr. Comics says you have great kids, man. Yeah, man. We do, bro.
Yeah,
All our kids,
they're angels.
your kids, for you, man, because you have young ones too. Is it all Miles and Spider-Gwen too, man? Or is it
No,
Peter Parker?
well, for my son, he's all about Miles and Iron Man. So Tony Stark's his guy. And for the girls, it's all Disney princess, Spider-Gwen, and they like She-Hulk too. So.
Well, just wait till Squirrel Girl comes up, bro. They're all gonna love
Devil
Squirrel Girl. I already know.
They need to read that. Tell them to read that. That's a good series. And that's
Squirrel Girl?
always selling it too. It's always in the Scholastic's book.
Bro, Squirrel Girl's gonna be a hit, bro. Like she's all up in the books that they give out at schools, man.
Now, will they bring the tail? That's the question.
Yeah, but they got to bring the 2 teeth too in the front, bro. Like it won't be the Squirrel Girl without the 2 teeth in front either, man. Hoodrat's in the house, man. 2 weeks and our minds will be blown. Hey, Michael's the future, man, and Hype goes. ASM number 1 is a cap. Yes, soon the moon. Yep. Yep.
There you go.
Yeah,
that's a good one too, man. And what else you got for us, Rage, man? What's your second one, man?
So we got one more on deck.
You are the expert, bro.
One of my favorite books,
ahead.
Giant Size X-Men number 1. First appearance of Storm, Colossus, Thunderbird, Nightcrawler. Got the second full appearance of Wolverine. And the start of a brand new X-Men team that most people nowadays relate with. I don't know why he was on the dip. I think everybody knows when they see the writing on the wall that mutants are coming.
Yeah.
It's not a matter of if, but when. So I think that whenever you can get this book in any grade, it's a good buy. I think especially lately with this book dipping as far down as it has.
Yeah, man. No, I'm with you on this one, bro. I've been watching the price and it has been dipping too, man.
It has been dipping. It kind of stayed a little low and then it just kind of like teetered there for a little bit. It's trying to pick back up a little bit, but I think it's still a great opportunity for somebody who's looking for a grail, which this definitely is.
What do you think, man? Do you think we all know Xavier's showing up, man, in multiverse, man? Do you think that's going to have an effect on all the X-Men stuff, or is it going to be?
So I love X-Men.
It's not proper X-Men,
I'm going to try not to be biased, but I honestly don't think it will.
Yeah, I'm not feeling it either. Yeah, I'm with you, man.
I'm going to tell you why. He's in a gold chair, right? There's been a lot of leaks that this is going to be the Professor Xavier from the X-Men animated series. Because we know that X-Men 97 is coming out next year.
No way.
And we do know that at the end of the X-Men animated series, he had to leave to go with the Shi'ar Empire. And nobody knows what happened to him after that. So when they're going to pick back up, it's most likely going to be that we've already seen the Professor X from the animated series in the Doctor Strange movie. And then when they pick up the X-Men 97 series, we're going to see him coming back to the animated.
I didn't even.
That's a theory.
After
what if, I think anything's possible now.
Yeah.
Well, they're making anything possible right now.
So
bro.
I don't think this is the Professor X that we're hoping it is. If that makes sense.
Oh, show who that's his.
Yeah, I got you, man.
Comment. Yeah, I agree. I hope that's.
See, I want to believe that. I just don't know where she's even going to come up with the word because they haven't said it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was
so
like,
at this point, it's like a made-up term in the MCU.
They didn't have it right.
You know? I just think it'd be really. Think about it. I just think it'd be really random in the middle of a movie. She says, "All right, let there be mutants."
Mutants.
Mutants. I'm saying, I would love it. Like, whoa, you know.
Well, I think we might have gotten a preview with the recent Spider-Man movie because there were little cameos of a whole variety of characters showing up. So I don't see why they couldn't expand upon that in this Doctor Strange movie.
Hey. Like I said, I'm hoping for it.
That's true.
And Theo, I like this pick here. It's a pricey book, but I think your best value is getting. Look at the raw comic sales average. 3,000 is pretty damn low for a Grail. This is a major key.
Multi-key appearance.
Yes, absolutely.
It's a freaking banger. Like, what can you say about it? It's a Grail. It's a
well,
Grail.
as we said on our previous
Bronze Age pillars of comic books.
Absolutely, and as we said on previous episodes, that this was where Chris Claremont saved the X-Men because the X-Men was going to the wayside, But Claremont saved that entire franchise, starting with this one book here. I think this is extremely undervalued, and I see it going 5 figures in not that too far into the future.
Yeah, like I said, I grew up with the animated show. This is my X-Men team. This is the X-Men that most people identify with.
Okay, I have to ask you: Do you have this?
Oh,
I own a copy of this and X-Men 1, and I still love this book more.
Oh, okay. You see, is my screen pretty green of jealousy and envy?
Every time I look at it, I always tell Rage, I was like, bro, just show your 181 and X-Men every day.
Yes.
Just that'll be your post, bro. You'll be Mutant Monday, then you'll be like,
just put a hashtag worth it. Yeah.
Hashtag like put on the sunglasses, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like make it shine bright, bro. You know what I'm saying?
That's a solid book. I think it should be in everyone's collection.
Yes.
Unless you're not a mutant fan, then there's something wrong with you. But hey,
this is
there's
the
no
second
wrong
book
way
I'm
to
going.
collect.
I'm just hoping the mutants don't show up in in the next Doctor Strange. We'll have some time.
Hyper said.
Yep. 97 doesn't have original theme song for the 90s. Show then it's off on a bad start, man. And then here we go, man, with Hoodrat. They have not said it because she made the world forget mutants.
That's true.
Interesting, man.
Okay, I like that.
I like that, man. But yo, man, you know what time it is, man? It's time for them freezer picks. You guys ready? Yo, man, so these are the freezer picks, man. There's the books that are on a dip that if you're a collector, maybe you want to buy it. If you're an investor, maybe you want to buy it too, man, so you can make a couple bucks. But my first pick, man, so come on, man. We all know this book was an expensive-ass book maybe last year. It's on a pretty damn good dip, man. I mean, I wouldn't say this is a good book to invest in because I don't know where they're going to go with the Boba Fett show, man. I mean, a lot of people were disappointed with the Boba Fett, the Book of Boba, man. Not me. I liked it. I didn't like it when I didn't. I mean, I would agree whenever Rodriguez. I'm a Rodriguez fan as well, man. But whenever he directed one of the films, I'm like, yeah, it's kind of wacky, man. It's like it's the Rodriguez wacky kind of like action packed, blow up everything type of thing, man. But man, you just never know, man. Boba Fett's a classic character, man, and on top of that, man, you have Dengar on the cover, and you got Bosk on the cover, and you got the cameo of IG-88 also in this book, man. And this is just a classic cover, man. And this is a classic Star Wars cover that that everybody loves. I brought my Star Wars 42 for trade to the con I was at San Diego Comic Fest this weekend, and I had 4 guys ask to buy it, man, but my price was kind of a little bit too high. You know what I'm saying? Not too high, but I was not willing to go that low because they knew they're like, you should get rid of this now, Hood, because this book is on a dip. Boba Fett sucks, the show sucks. I'm like, bro, I'm not that dumb. I'm not that dumb, man. I'm not gonna give it up for what y'all saying because I know this is a classic and I know that Star Wars fans like me are like our fever pitch, man. We fever pitch for any Star Wars book, man. Especially this book, it's on a really, really good dip. So if you are a collector of Star Wars books and you are looking to fill your run, as an investor, I would say, if you're trying to make a buck, man, maybe not, man. I mean, just wait and see. But as a collector, there's collectors that want this book that are coming into comic books and they're Star Wars fans and are starting to understand that there's a lot of continuity between comic books and film and Disney Plus, and they're looking to buy this book. So if you're a collector, man, I would definitely try and check this book out and pick it up because if you love bounty hunters, man, they're all right there. They're all right there on the cover, man. Some of your favorites, you know what I'm saying? And we haven't even seen Dengar, we haven't even seen Bosk, we haven't even seen IG-88. We saw models of IG-88, IG-87 or whatever they're all, but we haven't seen IG-88 either, man. But this is actually a really good read too, man. I actually love this read. And I like 43 as well, man. 43 is another one that I love. That's the first appearance of Lando Calrissian. And that's the second appearance of Boba Fett on there too, man. So you could definitely buy this book on the dip right now, and I'm going to show you guys why, man. So back in here we go. Back in April, back in what's this? Oh man, it says off to the side a little bit. So I think this was May 2021 or October 2021, and you can see the prices right here. This is a raw. These are all raws except for this 9.2. That was probably raw as well, and so this book was trending between whatever $300 to $500, I would say. And now look at the price now. The prices are about $200, $150, $81, and $170 for a raw. So this is definitely a really good book to pick up, as a collector and maybe even as an investor, man, because Boba Fett hasn't died. He's still around, man. Boba Fett's going to show up in the next Mandalorian. He's back. He's the Mando's homie, man. He has Mando's back, man. They saved each other's lives how many times already? They trust each other, man. So definitely still a good book to pick. Definitely a good book to pick up on the dip right now. It's less than half the price if you think about it. This book at one time was going about $400, man. As a raw. Now it's about $150. So you're paying 1/3 of whatever that book was priced back in October, December when or November, December when the Mandalorian was out on Disney Plus. So that's my pick, man. As you guys see, it's a pretty good book to buy in a dip if you are a Star Wars collector, and maybe even as an investor. But be careful as an investor. Collectors for sure should pick this up, man. You want to fill your Star Wars run because that's what I'm going to do. You know what I'm saying? But I have this book. But if I could see one for $150, of course I'm gonna pick that damn thing up because I want all the 42s in the world, bro. I want 10 of them. I want 10 of them because I love that book so much.
Well, Ian, the problem I have, if I can comment on this, is that this is a bit of a larger problem that Disney has when they bought Star Wars. When they made two major purchases. Star Wars was one of them, and Marvel Comics was the other. When they bought Marvel Comics, they also brought in people that were alive and working alongside Stan Lee, Kirby, and the Marvel bullpen in the 60s and 70s. You can still see them in the credits, like Steve Englehart and Roy Thomas is still around, and a few others. To my knowledge, they have not brought people from the George Lucas years. That's what the Star Wars people are looking for: the originality of what Lucas's direction and his storyline was. They have yet to emulate it. And the Star Wars people are very finicky people. They know what they're looking for. And unless they can recapture that original flavor from George Lucas, the sales are going to continue to be stagnant and even go down.
Definitely, man. Listen, so Paul goes, the Boba Fett show was a dud. There were some good episodes in there. I mean, but I got to say the Rodriguez directed ones, man, I'm like, oh, bro, it's not a good fit. It's not a good fit for the Star Wars. As a Star Wars fan, I was like, that's not a good fit, man. You know what I'm saying? And then
I kind of agree with Paul on that one.
Yep. It's still a beautiful comic. It is, man. I mean, the cover is
beautiful comic. But yeah, he got saved by Mando for sure.
Yep, he did. And
he doesn't show in that episode. That's no good.
That's no good. Yep. And then Uni agrees with me with Rodriguez, man. So and then we're all excited for Kenobi, man. We're all excited for Kenobi's gonna be dope, dude. Kenobi looks good, man.
Kenobi's gonna be dope.
And then he'll definitely show up in Man of Thrones for sure, man. And then Paul says, "Preach, Dad. There you go, man. So, what's your dip? What you got on the dip, Kurt?
So my dip is very similar to yours. It is a Boba Fett book. This is the story where Boba Fett the original story where he escapes the Sarlacc pit. And this is a book that I think all these Star Wars books are like just have gone up over the the years, because some of these books I got for a couple bucks. Like specifically this one, I got this for, I think I got it from a half price bookstore, and just looking at the prices at it now, it's like, man, these Star Wars books, if especially like you were saying, if you're a collector that wants to fill their runs, you might want to get this book ASAP before it goes up even more. While it is on a dip.
I think the Mandalorian books, all of them, like in these the first Star Wars run, they're affordable now. They weren't affordable in December and October.
I agree, especially when the hype was still fresh.
Oh, you mean like when Ahsoka Tano was there? Yeah.
Yeah,
forget
man.
about it.
That was a great episode.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That was the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
man.
picked the
So
perfect actress too.
I'm looking
Sorry,
forward to more
I didn't
of
mean
that.
to sideswipe everything.
no, man, I totally agree with you, bro. And this is a Boba Fett cover too. It's classic Boba Fett cover right
Yeah.
there, man. You know, like
I just
I'm a
love the
Boba
art
Fett.
on this cover too.
Me too, bro. I'm a Boba Fett cover collector, bro. Like I want
Is
all the
that
Boba Fett covers.
painted airbrush cover?
Definitely, man. It's a definitely a good book to buy in a dip, man. I think I put some numbers up here for you. So in December, this book was about an $80 book, I would say. It's about an $80 book. And you can see right now it's a $43 book. Half the price, man. Half the price. There you go. They're not even selling, bro. You can pick one for $18 right now. You know what I'm saying? Like it's these are if you are a collector of Star Wars or a collector of Boba Fett covers, right now is the time to pick these books up, man. Like it's pretty good prices. You know what I'm saying? In March, look at they were half the price what they were back in December. You know what I'm saying? So I mean they're actually real cheap right now, man, going in April. So great pick, Kirk. Great pick. And what you got for us, Rage?
Okay. Classic book. We got Eternals #1.
Yes.
First appearance of the Eternals. First appearance of Icarus. I'm not sure how many people saw the recent movie. It was a decent movie, but this is definitely a book. This is definitely one of those books that is directly impacted by the success of its movie counterpart, and you can tell in the sales numbers on this book because not only is that movie, I believe, the second worst Marvel movie of all time, tanked it on Rotten Tomatoes as well. Financially, I think it was a disaster. Everybody knows that Eternals 2 movie is coming.
No.
However, I mean, based on I know spoilers, but based on the ending, I mean, it doesn't look like that was a one and done movie, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
So just saying, I mean,
so
I don't know. It looks like there's going to be more Eternal stuff, but numbers doesn't show that on this book.
I mean, every movie is a key to the bigger picture. You know what I'm saying? Like, Eternals are going to be part of the bigger picture, man. They're coming back for sure. You know, like.
Oh, they're definitely coming back. It's just, you know, the movie did so, you know,
it was a
popular opinion, horrible that you can barely give away this book now.
You know, man, the story to the movie, you know, kind of had me sleeping, but the cinematography was pretty beautiful. I was like, oh, this is you know, I can dig the cinematography, man. But the way you did the characters is like, I don't know, man. You know, but Hoodrat agrees with you. He says Eternals 1 is a great pick. 9.8 are still a holding price. 9.6 is our lower for a great price, man. So you get a 9.4 for less than $300, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I think, you know, good time for a collector to kind of put it in their run if they've always been out and they kind of missed it when Eternals was coming out. This book was all peaked to high heaven, but now it seems like a pretty good time.
I think the MCU is committed to the Eternals storyline as an integral part of the bigger picture with Marvel. Now, if the sales weren't that great in the first movie, they're going to have to get a new writing team. Because clearly whoever wrote this storyline either didn't understand the Eternals or went in a different direction that just didn't resonate with the fans.
Well, I just think they mashed a bunch of different Eternal series together. That's kind of what Marvel, the MCU does. Is like they'll take bits and pieces from multiple stories and try to like fuse them into one story.
Right.
And I just think it doesn't. Because I mean, what sells this book is Jack Kirby. Let's keep it real.
That's a Jack Kirby,
Jack Kirby in the first appearance of the Eternals.
Yeah.
Right.
Not to mention one of my favorite characters,
Rage.
Icarus.
Hold on. There you go, Paul.
Yeah, there you go. I was just getting into that. One of my favorite characters, Icarus, the only character I identify and kind of like look up to. I'm like, yeah, I want to see this guy kick some ass. Yeah, he looked nothing like him. They made him a bad guy, and they killed him. Like,
come
on, dude. Like, what are you doing?
Bro, he was Rob Stark, bro. You killed Rob Stark, bro. Like, what the hell, man? Like,
yeah, let's make Captain America evil. You make the Avengers. Let's do that,
dude. No.
The Red Wedding.
If Paul said, you know, he may redeem himself, man. That would be dope, you know, like, you know. But I'm with you on this, man. Eternals #1, bro.
Something like that.
Well,
turn his hair blonde.
Resurrected, can't they? Eternals.
Bro, they can bring anybody back, bro. They want, they bring anybody back, man. Well, so Eternals #1, man. Let's check out the prices on these, man. What they're moving at in the past. So in the past year, see in May 2021, it was about $300 book, man, at a raw. You can see, I'd say it's maybe 250 to 250 to about let's say $200 to $300 book. Right now, you can buy one for $108, man. Look at that, man. I mean, look at the prices kind of vary, but the highest is about 164, man. So like it's
about half.
About half. You know, about it. We're 9.0, bro.
I'll be happy.
For some Jack Kirby goodness, bro.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And a 9.0, man. Dang.
I had the second series and it was great. I've never read this one. I want to read this one. I want to read the actual. I can read it on Marvel Unlimited, but I want to read like the actual book. You know, to experience it as as a reader from that past.
Yeah, man. And Hoodrat says, did Icarus really die? That's what I'm saying. You can't kill off Rob Stark, bro. You know, like everybody loves him, man.
I mean, when they do it off screen, you know, it's kind of like Kingpin. Is he dead? You know?
Yeah. I mean, why would you want an integral character like Kingpin and Icarus, bro? Why would you kill him, bro? Like, you know, like they're gonna come back, man. They're gonna come back and grab everybody's hearts, man. You know what I'm saying? So let's great pick though, Rage, man. Now you got me one. I mean, hey, Kirk, it's a good time for collectors to buy these books, right? Like if you want to read them, it's a great time. It's a great time to buy them, man. You know what I'm saying? And for like a collector and an investor, because you know they're gonna come back. You're right, right, Rage. Like,
Exactly. And it's just like while it's on a dip now, it's like.
Well, like I said, I feel like this kind of fulfills like the collector need of getting a book that you want for your collection at a decent price, but also kind of the investor need where like. You know they're going to do more stuff with Eternals. It was selling for $300. Now it's at $150. Like, it makes sense.
Yeah.
And Jane says they're not dead, man. There are multiple Icaruses and multiple. They do whatever the hell they want, bro.
There you go. Yeah, the next guy better have blonde hair. That's all I'm saying.
I'm saying, bro. All right, man. Let's head over to you know, man, my favorite part of this show.
Come on, now, to the now, to the now.
All right, man. I know Dan loves
this is great.
So we are moving towards any book that was on the top 10 or you've seen on top 10s multiple times that you're saying hell to the nah, man. Hell to the nah, man. So I'm going to show you my book that I saw in the top 10. I saw hell to nah. And, you know, man, I saw this, bro. And, you know, it's supposed to be a low print run. And everybody saw low print run and said, okay, I'm going to buy this for $20. I'm like, what the hell y'all doing, man? Like, cameo of new Robin. How many Robins are we going to have, man? You know, come on. Like, how many Robins are we going to have? How many Robins do we have already? Do we have like 3? We got 3, right? So
this is 3 or 4. Yeah.
3 or 4, bro. Like, come on, man. I am not buying this book, bro. Like, I will buy it for cover. And then I'll sell it to someone that wants to buy it for $20. That's the only reason I buy that. But for me, man, and my PC,
Come on, now, to the now, to the now.
Yeah,
Kirk, man, go ahead.
I was going to say it's the multiverse of Robins.
Multiverse of Robin, dude. No way. Kirk, what's your hell no book, bro?
So every time I see, because I know like everybody goes crazy for this book, you know. There's always like a lot of like debate, like this is their first official appearance of was Batman Beyond. I just never liked the design for their Batman Beyond. Art Germ classic. Don't get me wrong, I love Art Germ's art, but I just did not like this design for Batman Beyond. I guess I'm biased because I grew up watching like the cartoon as a kid.
I agree with you though. Not my
like that vision of like Batman Beyond is in my head. I was just like, I don't.
Yep.
This is not my Batman Beyond. So I never really was. I wasn't always a fan of this cover or the design for this Batman. So it's a little. It's yeah. That so I wanted this, but I don't want it because of the design. Which is like
I will look for it for you, man. So you don't have to buy it for $100. I'll find it, bro. I
appreciate it. Yeah, I definitely don't want to spend
on the
money
show
on this book.
Yeah, I gotta have some purple and some techno in there. You know, I'm not feeling it.
Hey man, then Not Near Min agrees with you, bro. He's hell not to anything bad idea. He said bad idea forever. Such a Bunsen Beaver. Yeah, bro. I love Dinesh, man, but hell no to that book, man. Unless I was there to get that free donut, then yeah, I would have got that book.
Yeah, if I can't get the donut, I don't want the book.
I would want the donut more than the book, bro. Come on, man.
No, are those comics? I'm sorry to interrupt, but are those comics in some sort of special cover to protect from the grease of the donut getting on the comic?
They had it was board and bagged, and there was a donut on the top. You know, like
how does that work?
You know, Dad says hell not to that one too. We got Moonlit in the house, man. Moonlit's in the house.
Hey, Michelle.
And then I can't believe I sold my 9.8. Bro, did you have that? Who that? You had this book, dude? That's a $3,000 hell no book, man. The Whatnot Invincible book. Bro, the Whatnot Invincible book. All right. And then we got Kirk in the house. I mean, we got my boy Craig. He's the moderator, man. Go check out. He just had a dope unboxing, man. Go check him out. But what's up, man? Are you a hell no to this one, Kirk?
I'm a definite hell no to this.
Come on. Hell no, to the no, to the no.
All right, Ray, your turn, man. What's your hell no, bro?
All right, cool. All right, so I got a Hawkeye number 1,
Damn, I want this series,
2017. I believe first solo series for Kate Bishop. This is a book I've seen on a top 10 trending list. Gosh, I think on and off for like the past 3 months up until like a month ago. It's just a book that I saw just go extremely expensive. I think it was reaching maybe like, I want to say $50, $75 at one point in its height. And I'm just thinking like, why not just go for the Young Avengers 1? You know, why not just go for a second appearance even? Bro. You know, why not? I don't know. Any of those would be a better option, in my opinion, than this modern book right here. So that's kind of where I stand on this. This is a fairly common book. Like I said, I go to cons a good amount. I always find this book. Whereas like the Young Avengers, that doesn't really pop up too much anymore, you know? So yeah.
You know, the Young Avengers is a pretty good book to buy in the dip right now. It's actually like coming down.
That's
to
another
like
one that's a pretty good dip buy.
Yeah, man.
I need that one.
Bro, it's a good time to buy
that one.
We
could have done a whole show on just dip buys.
Just dips.
I
mean, we're a long ways off from seeing Ramon Watts, bro. You know, like we are a long way off, man. So yeah,
I just think this is a hell nah book. Yeah,
it's a hell. Hell nah, bro.
I just think if she was going to be an integral part in the MCU and appear in like an Avengers movie and things like that, that's going to be centered around Young Avengers. Like that's going to be
which
something, you know.
Which is funny because like didn't Kevin Feige say like the TV, you don't have to watch the TV shows to connect any of because it's not going to connect to like the movies, and I that's not what I'm seeing. I see like,
even though the movies and the shows are like coinciding.
Bro, I mean, WandaVision connects all the way
to
like, what are you talking about, Kevin? Like,
yeah,
you set everything up.
I mean,
with
Loki, all of it.
Yeah,
trying to find his kids.
The whole multiverse.
The multiverse is all about Wanda finding her kids.
Every show has had a direct impact on the MCU.
Yeah. What is he talking about, bro? Like, come on, we ain't that dumb, Kevin. We ain't that dumb, man. We got some more hell no's here, man. We got not never said hell no to NFT comics. I don't know.
Oh, bro, I didn't even think about NFT comics.
Yeah.
Oh.
I am a fan, bro. I am a fan. I buy them. So, but I can understand why you could be a hell no.
The market do it, but it's too complex for me.
If you could get lucky enough to buy one at cover, then that's you know, don't buy it for whatever price they're trying to charge, man. And then Paul said the cover of Hawkeye one is decent, but the story's a mess. Nothing really happened, you know. What do you say? Yep. He dropped off a map after the series, much more affordable. Loki connects, right? Then Young Avengers and Y specials, I think, are the way to go. You know,
there you go.
They are, man. It's a really good dip, man. But you a hell no to this one, bro?
Hell no.
Come on, hell no, to the no, to the no.
Hell no, dude.
Every time.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, I do too. It's great.
All right, man.
Old, dude.
I know, man. All right, man. Kirk, is it time to learn now, bro?
I got my thinking cap.
Oh, wait. You got your thinking cap on?
Yeah, I got my thinking cap on already. I'm ready to learn.
All right, reload.
Welcome to another episode of Comic Book Corner. I'm Dan De La Torre. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, sorry.
And Theo, thanks for joining us too. Special guest Theo.
Sorry. Hold on.
This is not a live show at all. No, not live at all.
Let me add this real quick, and then I do this, and then I'll fix it now. Now I'm good. There you go, Dan.
Welcome back again to another episode of Comic Book Corner. I'm Dan De La Torre. Lots of things to talk about. This will be a bit of a rapid fire segment. First, let's talk about the ongoing Moon Knight series, because it's, for the most part, fairly popular. Most people love it. I really enjoy this series. But there are a few people that don't really care for the movie. And this particular person, my good friend Newbie, by the way, shout out to the Newbieverse. The Newbie show is an outstanding show. They are on Sundays and on Tuesdays at 6:30 Pacific, 9:30 Eastern. Great show. Newbie, not known for his self-expression, had a tough time explaining why he didn't care for the Moon Knight show. And in his defense, I was thinking about why I actually do really appreciate the Moon Knight show. I don't know if it's the unusual storyline, the out-of-the-box thinking from the Marvel Universe, or Oscar Isaac, who I think is doing an outstanding job playing multiple roles all in the same broadcast. But Moon Knight is absolutely exceptional. And to my ongoing prediction, and it's not necessarily a prediction, but I think it is something that probably should happen, and that is most likely episode 6. Rama Tut will appear in the last episode. And the reason why is I explained before. The Doctor Strange movie debuts 2 days later. Remember what we were talking about at the end of the Loki show when Kang himself appears. We talked about Kang on every level. It was all Kang all the time. That's still a running joke that no one seems to get. I don't know why. And yes, I wrote it myself. But I think they're going to do the same thing. And the reason why is very, very simple. I think when we go into the Doctor Strange movie, the Doctor Strange movie will refer obviously back to the WandaVision show, because Wanda herself is in the movie. It will refer to the Loki show because it is about the multiverse of madness. And it will refer back to the Moon Knight show because, again, with Rama Tut as a variant of Kang appearing in that show, it'll make a connection. And the reason why is very simple. Remember, Disney and the MCU are companies, and they're in business to make money. Currently, Disney Plus is celebrating about just under 43 million viewers right now, or subscribers, I should say. If they make this, if they connect the upcoming movie from Doctor Strange to those shows, that will increase, in theory, their subscriptions for Disney Plus, and they probably will top maybe pushing 45 to 50 million people, and that's pretty amazing for Disney Plus. But Marvel has always had this ability to interact and interweave its stories better than any other. And they would always refer back to, if you, let's say you were buying an issue of the Defenders and you read issue, let's say 51, and they said something happened in issue 23. Well, your instinct is to go buy issue 23. So the same principle applies here. If they're going to refer previous incarnations of storyline for Loki, WandaVision, and Moon Knight to this Doctor Strange movie, that will get people to sort of backtrack and watch these stories. Now, regarding the criticism to Moon Knight, one of the things that we have to remember, because we're all comic people, we all know comic books inside and out. We know, we get into the weeds with some of these things. Moon Knight is not a character that is known at large. He is not a household name. He's not Iron Man. He's not the Hulk. He's not Spider-Man, and so forth. So what the MCU is doing, they're doing what they do best. They're laying the groundwork. I believe they're going to keep this Moon Knight character around for a long, long time, and they're doing the methodical building of this character, building of the storyline, including all the Egyptian gods. We're all getting a crash course in who these Egyptian gods are, aren't we? Because they're also going to be part of the MCU as the storyline continues. But I will we'll find out by the next episode, because the last episode will have aired. But I'm really enjoying this out of the box series by Disney Plus and the Moon Knight series. Let's get into what's our next thing. We talked about Disney Plus. What's next, Ian? Are we talking about the Thor Love and Thunder movie? Hoodrat T was our guest last episode, and he was dropping a lot of knowledge. So I wanted to sort of expand on what he and the panel were talking about. The first thing we talked about was Gore the God Butcher, who's going to be the antagonist in the movie. Now, the there was a toy that was introduced, and it was sort of half of what you would expect from what we remember from the comic books, what gore actually is. And I bring up this little angel here because when you think of an angel, this is sort of a generic idea of what we would consider an angel, someone in a white outfit, blonde hair, blue eyes, the whole thing, very pristine. And then he starts to, if he or she starts to go down a darker path, it doesn't happen right away. You would go down to something in between what we see gore as and what we saw in the trailer drop. But eventually, as the character continues to go down a darker path, he would look more like what we see here with Gore the Butcher in his final incarnation. And also keep in mind too, the actors typically like to see their face on the screen, so that could have been part of the decision. But I'm looking at it from a logical point of view, from a higher up to a dropping down to a darker character. But I do think at some point this is what we will see in the MCU. Maybe not in this movie, but I think Gore. I don't think Gore is going to be killed off. I think he's going to be a recurring character. Just a hunch on my part. But let's talk about what do we have next, Ian? Oh, let's talk about some of the spec issues. And before I get into my first spec issue, I always like to give a hat tip to someone that any show that has given me information. And starting with this one here, Blue Comics. Subscribe to this guy. He's a really great show provider of content and comic information. He guided me to this issue here. This is Thor Annual number 8. Now the cover says it all. That is Zeus, the god of Olympus, battling Thor. And can you big screen that, Ian? There you go. See the thunderbolts that he has in his hand here. Now we saw the trailer just recently, and you saw those golden thunderbolts, just like it is in the comic, and that'll be portrayed by Russell Crowe. I think now they're probably not going to dovetail perfectly with this storyline here, but the battle will be the same. At least I would think so. Here's what I think might happen as Gore does his thing and starts killing off god after god, in not just with Asgard or what's left of Asgard, but with whatever realm he happens to go into. Gore could kill Zeus now, or before he gets to Zeus and Thor have a misunderstanding, which is very typical in Marvel Comics, and they score off. And this is a great battle just for this one image right here. And it is when Thor throws his hammer during the battle with Zeus. Zeus, who is equally as powerful as Odin, does this. Look at, if we can big screen that, Ian. He literally grabs the hammer as if it was nothing. And this is an incredible, a powerful character. Zeus was around for the longest time. He was an outstanding character in Marvel Comics. Now the suspicion is that this will be a one and done for this character. I think that's a terrible mistake because, again, Zeus, like Odin, had a decades long run in Marvel Comics, and it would be a shame if we only see him this one and only time. What do we have next, Ian? Regarding this is an obvious classic here for a few reasons. This big screen. This is Journey into Mystery Annual number 1. I've been profiling this book for over a year. In fact, the first time I profiled this was my first and only appearance on the Newbie Show. I had speculated on this book, and just a few days before my appearance, Russell Crowe drops that he is going to be Zeus in the upcoming movie. Now, this is the first appearance of Hercules, first appearance of Zeus, first appearance of Olympus. This is the first battle between Thor and Hercules. Hercules was a mainstay for many decades, an extremely powerful, very godlike character, literally an equal to Thor minus his hammer. The prices on this are still extremely reasonable. In fact, if I had to ask, or if I was asked to put a book that had dropped in price, it would be this, because when the speculation came out about a year ago, these prices were double what they are now. They've dropped significantly. This is an outstanding time and probably your last chance to get this Grail book, and this will be a Grail book that you can't regret. And this book simply won't go down in price any further. And even if it does, which I strongly doubt, you have a genuine Silver Age Grail. Let's go on to the next one, Ian. This is also a no-brainer. This is the first appearance of Beta Ray Bill in a very low print run, Thor 337. Now, when I was collecting back in the 80s, I fell victim to this because my comic shop was a place called Comic Relief in Berkeley, and I was collecting the Thor run religiously. And when I went to my LCS at the time, this was not there. And it took a while to finally get some of those back because of the low print. They're still out there, and these are surprisingly reasonable in value. The average price for an 8.5, maybe 9.0 is $200 to $300. I think that is a pretty reasonable price for an extremely powerful character. Now, if he is mentioned in this upcoming movie, now's the time to get your hands on that. I'm not certain if he will, though. I know he will be in the MCU at one point, but I'm trying to think of just how many Thors are they going to bring in? Is the multiverse of madness going to affect the Thor movie? If that was true, then I think Beta Ray Bill would be introduced, or at least mentioned in a cameo scene, very similar to the Spider-Man movie, where you see silhouettes out in the clouds of famous Spider-Man villains and other characters. But I think this is also a time to get your hands on this, even though this is not necessarily a modern book because it was in the 80s. It still was a very low print run, and the price simply can't be beat right now. So get your hands on these while you can. Next up, we have another book. Now, this is something people don't really think about. Can you big screen this, Ian? This is Thor Annual 10, and this is a character called the God Eater. Now, Marvel has this way about them where they will integrate stories from different books all into the same movie or same show. The origin of this particular character here could be used in the upcoming Thor movie. This character is one of the first original gods, if you will, and there were multiple gods on multiple different levels, as we all know in the MCU. This particular god is called, I had it written down here. Can you give me the next screen here, Ian? His name is on there, and then big screen it if you don't mind. I didn't write that down like I should have. That's the character there. I'm reading it. Oh, Atum, A-T-U-M. That's who he is. Extremely powerful character. He was the product of two different gods mating, if you will. There's a scene showing all that. It's not very graphic because, again, that was 1980s. But this god is designed. He's basically, his purpose in life is to get rid of the evil demigods, which he does so by literally consuming them. And as he consumes them, he starts to take on some of their form. He later takes, for whatever reason, he continues on or is brought back into existence and goes to Asgard and starts consuming a whole variety of gods, whether they're Egyptian gods, Olympic gods, and Asgardian gods. But this book is extremely reasonable, extremely cheap, and if they integrate any component to this story into the upcoming Thor movie, this is the time to get your hands on one of these things. What do we have next, Ian? Oh, speaking of the Doctor Strange movie, by the time our next episode comes up, what I want to do is give not a review of the Doctor Strange movie, but give my own unique spin on this is going to go in several different directions. I'm certain of it. I'll probably watch the movie at least twice, but before my next episode. And so what I want to do is talk about possible directions this movie is going into without giving any spoilers if you haven't seen it. And also a more detailed description of the character Doctor Strange, because he was one of the original Grails from the Marvel Silver Age that Steve did co-creation. So we'll get into more of a detailed analysis of that movie and the character herself. For Ian Hoodrat's channel, I'm Dan Dilatori, and this is Comic Book Corner.
Dan, thank you again, man. We had some great comments, man. Right.
Thank you.
Every time, man. And Azores was right, bro. Everybody was in the chat, bro, on eBay.
I appreciate it.
Think of like us all reverting to like, I don't know if you remember kindergarten, sitting in like crisscross applesauce and just listening to the teacher and absorbing everything.
Crisscross applesauce, bro. I love it.
I tell my students all the time, crisscross applesauce, and they knew exactly what to do.
Well, since I've been collecting for decades, there are two things that are stuck in my head, and this is why I don't have a lot of memory left. Star Trek, because I grew up on Gene Roddenberry Star Trek, so I used to be able to rehearse those lines of the original series word for word, and comic books all the way from the 70s till excuse me, not till today, because again I stopped 25 years ago, because the stories sort of they got away from me. It wasn't the same as when I grew up in the 70s and 80s. You got new writers and new artists and so forth, and that's fine. But they kind of forgot their origins, and we all remember the crash of the 90s. Part of that was because of bad writing.
Mm-hmm. And then we have a Hyper, man. Hyper asked, had something to say. So if Christian Bale was to play Beta Ray Bill, I guess it would not look like Beta Ray, but Bell in a Gladiator. Probably, man.
No, I would not like
that. I would not like that on that, man. Who that says, watch you find out he kills some Egyptian gods. Maybe Beta Ray Bill, right? So, and then there you go, man. Nick says good night.
Thanks, Nick.
Dan, great job, bro.
Thanks, Nick.
Hey, man, as always, man, spin out the knowledge, man. But it's time to do this one now. All right, man. So we're gonna down or clown, man. This is where we're either down with it or we're just gonna clown it, and everybody gets a chance, man. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about last episode, man. The last episode was a flip. It was a flip, but it had a lot to do with what's going on, what happened in the comics, man. You know what happened in the comics? Of Moon Knight going into what's real, right? Is he in a psych hospital or is this all in his head? You know what I'm saying? So, Dan, what do you think about the last episode, man? Did it flip you out, or are you down, or are you going to clown it, man?
I'm totally down with everything about this series, including especially what is making this series is Oscar Isaac himself. The actor, there are very few actors that are talented enough in Hollywood to pull this off, and he's doing an outstanding job with this. And if for those that are confused with the multi-personality thing, we shouldn't be, because I, being a Hulk fan, the first thing you have to deal with is two personalities, Bruce Banner and the Hulk himself, who are two totally different personalities in the same body. In fact, there was a third personality, I think in the late 80s, early 90s, the Gray Hulk, who was later called Joe Fixit. As he was right, and so that eventually led up to Professor Hulk, because he had a psychological meeting with Doc Samson and so forth. But back to the show, this is on multi-layer. It makes you think, and you're not certain where they're going with this, what you can believe, what's real, what isn't real. I love the detail that they're putting into this. I remember the complaints that some of us were giving with the Loki show. It was either episode 3 or 4. We didn't really care for it. We were very richly rewarded in episodes 5 and 6. I think the same thing's going to happen with 5 and 6 of the Moon Knight series.
Dang, you make me want to rewatch Loki now.
I know, right? Rage, what you think, man? You down or clowning this, bro?
I'm down with it. No, I'm down with the Moon Knight. I've liked every episode. I like what the actor's doing with it, and I think they're going to keep killing it. I'm excited for the last episode, though. You know they're going to do something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know they're going to do something. So.
Me too, man. I think they're going to do something here and on the last episode, because me and Jaw, we talk a lot, comic book crackhead, and he's right, man. Every 5th episode, a banger happens. Like everybody wakes up and some book's gone on eBay. You know what I'm saying? Like some book had just disappeared. Kirk, what do you think, man? You down or clown on this one, bro?
I'm down. I'm down. It was definitely like towards the end, like the very end, very very end. Like it was like a super duper twist, and I was not expecting that. I don't think all of us were expecting it, but I definitely love like this twist on Jeff Lemire's run on Moon Knight. I've listened to reviews of Jeff Lemire's run. I haven't read it. I have parts of it in my collection, but this is definitely, like a great run to like inspire this series, Moon Knight. I definitely can't wait to see what issue, the last episode is going to be like, because if it's anything like the end of Loki, I'm going to be super happy.
Yeah, man. And I'm with you. I'm down with this too. I don't know why people don't like this series. Like it's a good series. It's like it's a very mind bending, thoughtful series that has you thinking and flips the script sometime. Go ahead.
No, I think it goes back to what we were talking about last time. Like I think comic book collectors, comic book fans are some of them are they're looking for their favorite stories to be in these series, and these series they're made for more modern day like younger audiences to get into the Marvel and comics so they can get to the older stuff. So we're as a fan, we just we kind of have to go with an open mind and just enjoy it.
Yeah.
But
I learned that from my brother,
this is
'cause my
what
brother-
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say my brother's a non-Marvel like collector, and he's always telling me like you need to kind of look at it from a non-collector's perspective.
Yes, he's right. He's right.
But even as a collector, even as a reader, like they're trying to bring in the '80s run. They're trying to bring in the Ellis run with Mr. Knight, and now they're bringing in Lemire. So they're bringing. If you're a reader and a collector, you should be happy, man. They're trying to work it all together, and they're doing a good job. Like they're doing a fantastic job.
Agree.
I give them an A for effort. Yep.
Right. I give them A for effort, man. It's entertaining, dude. Like, I mean, I was flipped out when this, after he got shot and they're in the hospital, they're in the psych ward. I'm like, yo, man, that's the Lemire. Now we're doing the Lemire part of the show. I was like, I can respect
even the bad movies. I mean, quote unquote bad ones like Morbius Eternals. Like, I'm still glad they made them. I'd rather them make them than not be good than not make them at all. Give it to me.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But give Marvel a lot of credit, and this goes all the way back to when they started in the '60s, where they weren't afraid to take on difficult subjects, and they profiled. One of the things that Stan Lee and Kirby and the bullpen did was they brought a human element to the characters where we could relate to them because they were flawed people. They weren't the Boy Scouts, and they all worked together in symbiosis. No, they fought with each other. They had problems. And even today, when you see the WandaVision show, in the end of that series, it was Wanda herself was the villain because she was the one who did what she did, and there was no one else responsible from her because of what she did.
Ran from that.
Absolutely. Loki is clearly a flawed character who's now growing as a character. We also love we applaud a character that grows in spirit. And this character here, the Moon Knight series, with his multiple personalities, is struggling with this reality that he has to deal with. And again, this is what we deal with as people. We struggle with a whole variety of things, and we can see what they're doing on the big screen. We can relate to it, and that's part of why I'm just absolutely in love with this series, and I applaud the out-of-the-box thinking.
Oh man, I mean, my favorite. I mean, I love it that they're really digging into mental health because my favorite uncle.
I agree.
My favorite uncle, he taught me how to play blues guitar with soul. He's a schizophrenic, and he has to take his meds all the time. I would see him talking to pictures, but I'm like, dude, he's in his own world, man. He has a free mind. He doesn't have to, confide to the reality we live in. He kind of lives in his own reality, man. And this is kind of like maybe a celebration of it, like having an open mind. You know what I'm saying? So maybe as comic collectors and as pop culture fans, we should have open minds as well. You know what I'm saying? So I'm totally enjoying it, and I think that the chat agrees with us, man. Look, Skeleton's in the house, man. Skeleton Key Comics. She says they're doing such a badass job, making us feel confused and crazy. As F. Oh, good say it, man. Because I have a show that's just F. It's as fuck. I love it, man. Me too. Thank you for stopping by, Skeleton. I appreciate it. Then Comic Book Crackhead, man. Everyone expected just to be like the books. It's not gonna. They're trying to incorporate everything, and I like it. I like the way they're doing it. Like they're kind of trying to make everybody happy. But you can't make everybody happy. I guess.
Please everybody.
Right. Yeah. Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, Hype says, I only wish there was more Moon Knight suit. Yep. The Mr. Knight. I dig the conflict. I really love Mr. Knight, man. I think he's trying to, he's trying to figure himself out as well, man. I think we're gonna see more of him. If you read the comics, man, dude, Mr. Knight is dope, bro. Mr. Knight he's one of my favorites. Yeah. He's a fool. He's a fool, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's like the Moon Knight that got the Force. You know what I'm saying? Space Ferret goes, as a super fan of MK, I'm personally stoked that they're making a giant Voltron of the Moon Knight stories. Well put. Thanks, man. Appreciate it, man. And yeah, man, we all seem to enjoy it. And I'm gonna reiterate what I said last time. Enjoy it while we got some adult content on Disney Plus, because once once Miss Marvel comes, that's not aimed at us anymore, man.
Right.
So.
And I'm not going to knock people like my friend Newbie. He's a good friend. He's a great soul.
Yeah.
And I can't, if he's not into this series, that's totally fine. And I can relate because I never read every single Marvel comic series because there were some I just didn't get. I couldn't relate to it, so I didn't buy it. So if I'm not going to buy every comic, why am I going to knock someone like Newbie for not liking this series?
Oh yeah, it's good to. I'm open. I love Newbie too, and I'm glad Newbie's saying what he's saying because it just opens up the spectrum of of our joy for comics and shows. There's a good spectrum of it, man, and we got to enjoy everybody's opinion and have an open mind. Man.
Exactly. Perspective is key. You'll stay in a bubble if you don't get other perspectives. So
that is true.
Yep.
And Ozzy
like
goes,
I said, good or bad, I would rather have anything they throw in my face.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I mean, even me. I mean, I'm a fan of Moon Knight, and I'm watching him with the Mystic suit happen. I'm like, that's not like the comics, but I dig it. I like the way they're trying to incorporate it with the fuller MCU. You know what I'm saying? And they're not making it for us; they're making it for the mass audience, but they're also trying to make it for us too at the same time. They're trying to incorporate it. And you could please, so not man, you could please some people all the time. You can please all the people some of the time, and you can't.
That's wise words. Wise words.
And then there we go, man. Hey, these shows are making our hobby profitable, right?
Exactly.
Especially guys like Dan who bought the books off the rack, bro.
I'm just saying, no Moon Knight show. Look at the Moon Knight books. Hey,
look at the Moon Knight show, man. And hope we see Blade in episode. Bro, I am so glad.
That would be so
I'm so glad they pushed it a week. You guys would know that I pushed. I've been after a Tomb 10 for a while, man, and you guys will see why I'm glad if he shows up tonight, I'm good, or whatever, on Wednesday that I'm good, man. But man. But I
would love to see some vampires.
But I mean, we got Kenobi coming. Kenobi's gonna be for us grown folks too, man. Kenobi's gonna be sick, and we're gonna have the Star Wars fandom again. You know what I'm saying? The Star Wars fever.
I can get down with some Obi-Wan.
Yes, I know, man. I get down with some Obi-Wan too, bro. It looks like a good episode, man. So let me see. Moonlit, who's the biggest Moon Knight fan, says not what I expected at all as a fan of early comics, but for what it is, it's pretty awesome. Excited for the last 2 episodes. I mean, I think they're gonna flip the script, man. I mean, they have to have some type of connection to the madness that's gonna happen when the Doctor Strange show, right? So we might be in store for some good stuff, man. But man, that's the show, man. As we do at the end of the show, I want to see let everybody know where you're at. Rach, I want to thank you first. Man. I just want to thank you at the same time, man. I want to thank you for your friendship, man. And we talk, man, about other things other than comics and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's always refreshing, you know what I'm saying? To have your perspective in my life, you know what I'm saying, as well as Dan and Kirk, man. But that's what comics do, bro. We come together and we have more connections than just comics, bro, in life. We have connections with life, man, and I appreciate you, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
But tell everybody know where they can find you, homie.
All right, guys. I'm Rach Theo. I like comics. I like to party. Usually I party on Wednesday nights, 8 o'clock on the Whatnot app. Sometimes I do IG Live. Sometimes I do unboxings. If you ever have any questions on comics, send me a message. Rage Theo.
And if you want the hottest giveaways, bro, go to Rage. I was crazy, bro. I was like, what the fuck, Rage? You just said that book to me. Why are you giving away to these?
Hey, remember what I said at the beginning of the show? 2 things, right, man? It helps if you're a hunter, and you always got to put money in yourself, right?
Yeah, man. That's the way, dude. That's the way, man. That's why I show up to your shows too. I'm like, I'll buy some books, but I'm gonna come for the giveaways too, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because those giveaways are hot, man. They're hot,
Appreciate you, bro.
And then Dan, bro, where can they find you, bro?
Well, you can hit me up on Instagram, and I'm pretty open. If you have any questions on any level, just ask me. I usually get back to everyone. And, of course, I appreciate people in the chat here. I try to respond to everyone here. This is my home right here. But I do appear on the Tony Sanders show every other 2 weeks. Well, not every single time. And a guest appearance on the Comic Book Canon show and wherever else anybody wants me.
Oh, man, I always appreciated you being on, Dan, and busting out the knowledge, man. Zoris was right, bro. Everybody was on eBay buying them Thor annuals, bro, that you had up there, man. So, yeah. And Kirk, man, where can everybody find you, bro?
You can find me on YouTube, Comments on the Mind. I'm always I do a show with Not Near Mint every Wednesday. We interview community members, we interview creators, Kickstarters. Um, yeah, well, we do a little bit of everything. So come check us out. 7 o'clock on the West Coast, 10 o'clock on the East Coast. So and I'll just a little plug. I'm going to be doing a little claim sale on my IG, getting rid of some books from my collection. Probably Thursday, Friday.
Oh, really?
So
Okay.
I'm organizing some books right now. Actually,
There you go.
I hope you have a
Follow
killer show, sir.
so come check me out. And I post on IG all the time. My name is Mindshift on IG.
Man,
So like this
dude,
shit-
yeah, I bet you'll be getting some good deals. I know Kirk is going to give some good deals, man. So
Yeah,
follow him up, man.
I'm trying to do
He's
my
not going to
best.
be like me. He's not be like me. So Kirk will give good deals, So just playing. But hey, guys, and then, for Jaw, man, he's not on. He's on a break. We love Jaw. We love Jaw.
Yeah.
He's on a
We
break. He's coming
missed
back.
you.
He's coming back in 2 weeks. In our next show, Jaw will be back, man, with his fantastic picks. His picks that me and Kirk and Dan don't even know about, but at the end we're like, oh, Dan, you just got educated by them picks, bro, by Jaw, man. So yeah, Jaw will be back in 2 weeks, man. We miss you, bro. We do, man. I'm glad you're coming back. But hey, guys, just one more plug for myself, man. I'm starting up a new show that's going to happen every 2 weeks. It's called the Wednesday Night Comic Fudget. I'm going to say Fudget because I want to keep this. I want to keep this show on YouTube because you say the F word too many times. Like they'll turn it off. I said it too many times a day.
Deplatform you.
They bro, they will, bro. They're like, where did my show go? Where did my channel go, bro? So it's called the Fudgets. Add the K if you want. But it's 1 hour of comics. It starts at 8:00. I'll probably run it to 9:30. But I'm gonna on the show. It's gonna be a San Diego hosted show. I'm gonna have Passport One as one of my hosts. He's gonna be a Fudget. And then we have Paul from the 6 and 9. He's going to be a Fudget too. You know what I'm saying? And then we're bringing on Nick. He's a homie of the show. He's going to be our first guest. But I'm also going to leave a link in the chat, man. So if you want to say Fudget and join the show, you're welcome to join the show and show off some books and talk some smack, man, or whatever you want to do. Because there is no structure. It's an hour show. We're just gonna kind of go where it goes, bro. Like me and Paul, we were talking about living on the beach last time when we were doing my unboxing. You know what I'm saying? And why we moved away from the beach and how much we thought it was like this was actually a good move. Like it could be anything, man. It could be anything, man. So Hyper says, wait a minute. There's no there is no K, but there's a K if you want to add one. There's a K if you want to add one, bro. There's a K if you want to add one. But hey, man, let's go to the chat real quick before we bounce. But that'll be happening Wednesday at 8 p.m. at PST, man. And let me see here, man. Moon Michelle said, "Great comic corner, bro. As always, Dan, man, always killing it, bro.
Love Michelle. Love Michelle. She's the best.
And then, hey, Michelle has a great channel too, man. So yeah, go check her out, bro. Like she always has a dope panel too.
Yeah, I follow her on Instagram. I thought I was following her on YouTube, but I am now.
Yeah,
she's got some great guests on her show.
Yeah, she has some good guests, dude, all the time, man. Guests that are like hard to get. I'm like, how do you do it? How'd you get them, Moon? You know what I'm saying? And then we got Comic Book Crackhead, man. Yeah, don't forget the likes, and I always forget to say it. Don't forget to like and sub us up, but we're just here to hang out and chill out, bro. Great show. That's Paul, man. He's gonna be a homie on the Fudgets with the Fudgets. I'm not gonna say the word because I don't want to get deplatformed, Ray. So.
Oh, Swagger Hollis, what's up?
Eddie Bear. And then you just got a sub from Moonlit, man. Skeleton Key, thank you for coming on, join us over here on the chat. Appreciate you. Moonlit, awesome show as always. Yep. Catch us. You want to jump on the Fudgets? Hey, you gonna jump on the Fudgets after your show? Because we might still be on, Rage. So you want to be a Fudget, bro?
I said, I think I'm gonna jump on before in pregame.
You pregame. Let's pregame. We pregame with the Fudgets, bro.
Hey, it might have to happen.
Hey man, Cookie from the doc from
This
my
little
boy. Yep, from James. Then we got Swag in the house. What's up, Swag, man? Swag in the house.
Okay, yeah.
One of the
He's
best freaking shows on Instagram.
He had the panel last week. I called he had such an all-star panel. I called them the Illuminati of YouTube. That was the ultimate panel.
It was, bro. I saw that panel too. I was like, dang, bro, like that's a lot of knowledge there, man. You know what I'm saying? But they're missing the one guy with all the knowledge. That's this guy right here. You know what I'm saying? So
I guess so.
Moonlit, man. Thanks, guys. Yeah, for sure. Anytime. If you want to jump on the fudgets too, Michelle, you could be a fudget too, man. You just gotta jump on that link. But that's the show, man. I want to thank Rage for coming on, man. I appreciate you, Rage, man, for a million things other than
Thank you for having me, sir. I
love
appreciate
you, Dan,
it. Always
man.
a pleasure.
Always, bro. And Uncle Dan, that's my uncle right here. It is my Oakland homie over here, Mind Shift, man. And you know what I'm saying? I'm Hoodrat. We all Hoodrats, man. And you know, if I can find my back bumper, we're out. And I think I just did. So, peace, guys. See y'all later, man.